So if you're going to own crypto, you should know what it really means. When you own a coin, you don't actually have it in your possession. It's not like a physical thing that you could carry. Even if you store your coins on a hardware wallet, you still don't actually have them in your possession. You see, cryptocurrencies are stored on the blockchain. What happens when you buy, sell, trade, or transfer your crypto to different exchanges or devices is you use something called a public and a private key pairing. This public and private key pairing unlocks your crypto from specific accounts and moves them to whatever account you want. The easiest way to think about a public and a private key is a mailbox. Everyone could see your mailbox and your address. If they want to send you mail, you give them your address and they mail you something. It then goes into your mailbox. Your address is your public key. It's fine to send your public key out because that's where you want your crypto to be sent to. Your public key is a random set of numbers and letters, uppercase and lowercase, usually 30 to 34 characters in length. And you could create as many public keys as you want. This is good because your public key is, well, public. Anyone who sees your public key could look it up on the blockchain and see how much you actually have inside of that public key address. So let's say that you want Bob to send you 2 Bitcoin. All you need to do is send Bob your public key or your public address, and he will send that to your public address. Now, if you get mail and it's in your mailbox, you need a key to unlock it. Similarly, if you receive 2 Bitcoins from Bob, you need a private key to unlock it and move it around. This is your private key, and this is where your private key comes in play. Usually, you won't even know what your private key is. This is because private keys are kept secret on exchanges to minimize risk. The exchanges like Coinbase and Binance actually hold your private keys with them in their secure servers so that you can't accidentally send them to someone if you're new to this whole thing. It really minimizes the risk if they hold it. Now, if you get a hardware wallet or a paper wallet or some other type of wallet, then you will generate your own private keys and you'll have access to them. And this is how you truly own your crypto. Whoever has access to the private key is the owner of the cryptocurrency. And it's really important. You do not want to give out your private key to anyone. This is because anyone with your private key could get into your crypto account. An easy way to think about it is like this. In today's world, everything is based off of credit. Whether you're trading stocks or have credit in your bank account, it's all based off a credit-based ledger system that's controlled by a third party, which is the banks. If you see what happened with Greece, Venezuela, or other countries, you'll understand that these banks could go bust. Even in America, the banks needed the bailouts. Sometimes the central authorities may not actually be able to honor the debts on the credits. With Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, only the person with the private keys actually has access to and owns the cryptocurrency. Everything is on the blockchain, which has trust built into it. So you don't have to trust a central authority or third party or bank or anything like that. The blockchain holds them, and the public and private key combinations tells the blockchain who the owner is. So as an example, if you want to send 1 Bitcoin over to Lauren, what happens is you'll get her public address, her public key, put it into your account on the exchange, and then the exchange will take your public key and your private key, put them together and say, okay, you are the owner of your Bitcoin. And then they'll look at Lauren's public key and say, okay, you're the owner, you're verified, and you're going to send it over to Lauren's account, Lauren's public key. And then Lauren and her exchange will get the Bitcoin, and then her public key and her private key will come together and say, okay, I have this Bitcoin now. And all of this happens on the blockchain. And there's a lot of videos that go into major detail into the technical sides of what actually happens, talking about public keys and private keys and hashes and encryption. But this is just an overview and pretty much what you need to know. You don't need to know all of that, although I do recommend watching videos on it because it's incredibly interesting. But it's sort of like money and the banking. Like, you don't need to know like what exactly happens when you swipe your credit card for it to work. It just works. Similarly, the same thing happens with crypto. You don't have to actually know all the ins and outs, but I do recommend watching some videos and learning more about it.